junior Brandon Jaeger. So we'll start out, Coach. Just kind of your thoughts on the season and then on getting a bid to the tournament.
Sure. When we started the season, one of our major goals that we talked about right out of the gates was giving ourselves an opportunity to play in the national tournament. So it's something that we've talked about continuously throughout the year, and we've really concentrated on the process of how to get there. And the guys have done a good job playing a part in changing the culture of our program and changing the expectation. And now it's a privilege that we've been given that opportunity, and now it's up to us to do something with that opportunity that we've been given.
Coach, can you comment on making the tournament for the first time in 16 years? And that's kind of a long time for a program with a lot of expectations as yours had. So, what's it feel like to be back there?
Well, it's exciting because we talk about as a group all the time. There's so many people that have played a big part in allowing us to have what we have today and have an expectation within our program, from former players to former coaches to fans to businesses in the community to parents. So many people that have built what we have. This just hasn't been built over the 3 years that I've been here. This has been built over time, and for us, it's a great opportunity. We've had a ton of support prior. We've had a ton of support over the last few days since we've been in the tournament. And now we owe it to a lot of people to go in and really take advantage of the opportunity that we have.
Coach, talk a little bit about not having an automatic qualifier and what you had to go through to get to where you are right now. I mean, you really couldn't afford to lose too many games to get this bid.
With us branching off and not having 7 teams in the WIAC and not having an automatic bid, it was all about wins and losses, and we knew that out of the gates. We knew that at the start I figured we needed between 19 and 22 wins to get in the tournament. Not something we talked about as a group. We talked about more of what we need to do to get to that point. This was actually my first schedule that I have done. The other 2 years prior, my first 2 years here, I didn't have any input in the schedule. So, part of my focus was on putting us in an opportunity to have success, because knowing that we don't have that automatic bid. So it was about getting balance within our schedule, trying to play as many teams as we possibly can, and put ourselves in a situation where we're under consideration for the tournament. And the guys did a great job this year. We beat a lot of good teams, and now we're 3 games away from winning a national championship.
Garrett and Brandon, can you talk a little bit? You guys have been in the program for a while. What's been the difference this year compared to the last couple of years to get you to this point that you guys were able to get over kind of the hump and get back into the NCAA?
I think everyone's pretty familiar with the coaching staff, and the first year we got here, it was all new, new coaching staff, everything like that. So now that everyone's comfortable, familiar with the systems, familiar with how we play, I think we've just grown every year, gotten better and better, and finally this year we kind of put together everything.
Yeah, I mean, you hit that one. Attention to detail is the biggest thing I've noticed. I mean, the systems do a huge part in helping us win, but the attention to detail and everything that we do is a huge success.
Talk about St. Thomas a little bit. I know you guys beat them earlier in the season, 3-0 win. Brandon, you probably played a huge part in that, allowing no goals. Can you talk about what goes into preparing for St. Thomas? After beating them early in the season, now beating them to keep this season going.
Yeah, like you said, it was early in the season. A lot of things have changed since then with their team and our team. So you can look at some tendencies, and it might give us a little bit of confidence, but I think it's going to be a completely different game with the season's on the line for both of us. So I think it'll be a different game. We just need to prepare and take a look at what they've been doing lately, and then kind of bring what we've been bringing every game, and hopefully we'll be successful.
For us as part of our challenge has been the last week we didn't know who we were playing, so we spent the week practicing. There's a big difference between practicing and preparing. So last week we concentrated a lot on ourselves. It was more of a week for us to stay sharp and regroup and regenerate a little bit physically and maybe a little bit mentally. You know, now this week has been more of a preparation for us. You know, we're going in to play against a real good defensive St. Thomas team. Excellent, real passive system that they play. They got excellent goaltending. Their blue line gets around the ice, pretty good size. They have some tendencies in the system that we're going to try to expose. But you know, we're going to stick with our game plan that's made us successful. We put ourselves in a situation to be in hockey games all season. Now it's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about talking about tendencies that they have and different things that we can do within our system to try and try and expose some of their maybe weaknesses. They're a real good hockey team. We want to play them 5-on-5. We want to stay out of a special teams game and really force them to adapt and adjust to us instead of us adapting to them. We want to anticipate on what's going to happen and force them to react to what we do.
Garrett, you guys last couple of years had a little trouble scoring. This year you guys were #1 in the country scoring. What turned things around this year?
New sticks.
Really?
I don't know. It was clicking this year. I mean, everyone's finding the back of the net, and it just seemed to. I don't know. No method to madness. We were just scoring goals, and we kept it going all year. So we had to keep it going through the tournament, and hopefully it takes us to the end.
Randy, can you talk a little bit about them putting some goals up to make their job a little easier?
Yeah, anytime your team puts up 5 or 6 goals a night, it's pretty easy to be the goalie. You don't have to do a whole lot. But I think this year, you know, we brought in some really good recruits, and some of our players from last year, some of the other underclassmen stepped up and were able to score a lot of goals for us this year. So it's been good. You know, guys have a lot of confidence in putting the puck in the net. So, you know, if they can continue that throughout the playoffs here, we should be fine.
Any other questions? All right. Thanks, Coach. Thank you very much.